on.
Yeah, I've been into the slow starts lately. But I think that's me justifying being late.
Yeah, I'm just having a slow start today, and by that I mean I'm going to be about 15 to 20 minutes late.
At everything.
Yeah. Can we start the meeting off with our praise guy segment?
Yes.
Praise guy.
Praise guy.
Praise guy.
Thanks
Welcome,
for the
guy.
praise.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My Wi-Fi is pretty bad, so if I cut out, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm Guy. I don't know. What do you want to know about me? I use he, him pronouns. I'm a student at UVic in political science. I don't know what other information about me is pertinent necessarily.
Do you have an update on the article at all?
Yeah, I've submitted it, so it's all hands off for me. I don't know when it comes out because I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, but hopefully sometime by next week, I would imagine, early next week, maybe. Yeah. I'm pretty stoked on the article. Actually, talking to Steve was awesome. I think it turned out good. I had a good headline, and then it kind of got vetoed.
Oh shit.
Originally, so the headline's just something. It's like Victoria loses sub club or something kind of generic, but the article content I'm pretty happy with. So
what was your original headline? Yeah, you got.
I can't remember. I'll try and find it on my Google Doc. It was longer than that. There was a colon involved.
I'm stoked to read that.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's only it's not very long. It's like 700 words, I think, but anything's better than nothing. So yeah, I was stoked.
And final question, if you were a kitchen utensil, what utensil would you be?
Any utensil of the kitchen. This
a knife.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing.
Knife. Need to have a knife in a kitchen, I think. That's not like the most interesting answer.
Wait, what kind of knife is that? We're talking like butter? We talking bread? We talking what style knife?
There was this knife that you could win from Thrifty's Food last year if you collected enough stickers, and me and my roommate collected enough stickers, and that was probably the proudest moment of my it was like a $600 knife. We spent like $600 at Thrifty's Food to get this knife, and we had to pay for the knife anyways. You just got a discount on the knife, but it's like it's like all metal. It's very shiny. And so I kind of feel like a sucker for winning it, but pretty happy as well.
So for our official record, you're a $600 knife that you got for free.
Yeah, got discounted.
Yeah, we paid like $30 for it still. It was like a $60 knife for $30.
I worked at a knife store for a week. So I'm kind of an expert. I quit because turns out working at a knife store in a mall as a joke isn't as fun after a few days. Not saying that the job itself is a joke, just saying that my interest in it was a joke.
Also, a knife store in a mall is a kind of...
That could be a joke. I don't think there's anyone in here in the mall store knife community that's going to be particularly upset by you calling it a joke.
I respect you getting a job as like a bit. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's really how most things. Yeah, it was honestly. I was honestly shocked that I got even an interview, but the utensil question does come from that job interview though. They asked that to me. But it's a great question, to be fair. Also, I'm realizing my makeup right now makes me look like I'm just either very high or very tired. I promise it looks better in real life.
It's like Kate Moss. You're good.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's great. I'll take Kate Moss. I'll take Kate Moss any day.
Well, what utensil are you, Peter, this week?
What a good question. And
what that's shocking.
For? Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Kind of gotcha journalism right now.
Maybe next week we switch. Sure.
But as a response to this gotcha journalism, I would have to say this week, maybe, you know what I am? You know what I am? I'm a long wooden spoon, but that's actually meant to be used as a spoon, not as a stirring utensil, but like a
wooden eating spoon.
I went to Momi Noodle yesterday, and that's the noodle spot we went to, Louis Cinema. And and they have these long wooden spoons that you use for the soup, and they're really fucking sick.
They didn't
And,
give me a wooden spoon.
well, it's because you're not allowed in there anymore.
All right.
Every time you go there, you eat their spoons, and they say, that's not for eating. And you look at them in the eyes, and you just keep on chewing.
I black out every time I do that. Don't know what you're talking.
I mean, they're delicious. It's a temptation, but it's a Adam and Eve situation.
What kitchen utensil are you, Nima?
I'm feeling potato masher today.
Potato
Oh,
masher.
fuck yeah. It's a great one. It's a great tool.
Great.
Louise, how about you?
Oh,
Answer the question.
I feel like a rubber spatula. You know,
A Robert spatula?
A rubber spatula. You know, the ones that are like white and then blue, but then it's kind of like blunted and melted at the edge pretty significantly. Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
Eric?
I feel like a can opener this week, man. I got all these like group things, and I'm just been used and not even cleaned off, just thrown back in the drawer. You know.
Do you guys clean your can openers? Is that
not really?
I've never cleaned a can opener in my life.
I rinse a can opener.
I don't
But,
do
like,
anything.
yeah,
I give a rinse, yeah.
I don't rinse my can opener.
Okay, good to hear.
I'm incriminating
Comment below. Do you
myself.
rinse your can opener?
To the public at small, do you rinse your can opener?
Any news from the Oak Bay? What was it?
The Cameron Band Show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cameron's Band Show.
I got an email back, and I'm going to open it now. It was brief. Let's see here. So I basically emailed them saying like, hey, we're not for profit called this. When do you operate? What's the deal? And they take up it's open between June and September, basically.
So not April.
Okay.
So not April, unfortunately.
Okay. We should apply for June.
But I think we should apply for June.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
We just need to define, in order to apply, we just need to know exactly what the event is, and then we can move forward with that. Obviously, it won't be till June, so that's not like a incredibly pressing matter, but good to have in our heads as a summer venue.
So
make sure to include the fact in the email that we're an anarchist collective.
Definitely did. Definitely did.
Oh, okay.
Well, if the goal is monthly shows, we can do
June.
April. We'll figure it out, and then June we can start in the band show, and then maybe that'll be the summer spot.
Maybe that'd be cute.
A little monthly show there. That'd be fun.
What other venues have we been looking at? I apologize if this has already been discussed, but I've been MIA for a couple weeks. Life's been turbulent.
Freemasons are not answering me.
Oh, so sad. We should just roll up on the temple.
I mean,
They
we
take
could
kindly.
we could all join, and then they'd probably let us play. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think Freemasons take as bribes?
A lot. Well, that's some money. Yeah.
Probably just extraordinary amounts of money. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think you have to have like money or influence to join.
Oh yeah, no, you have to I feel like it's one of those like Scientology situations. Not.
No, Scientology takes anyone, but you just buy in.
Well, yeah, but you have to like pay money to like rise through the ranks. Like
Scientology's like the sold on TV Freemasonry. It's like as seen on
it's
TV.
like the televangelist Freemasonry.
Exact, kind of.
It's
Have you guys ever been to a Church of Scientology? So if there's any Scientologists in here, I'm sorry for being wildly offensive, but it's fuck insane. It's batshit. They're crazy, but it's unsettling because you go in there and they're like really oh god, this is gonna be published. They're gonna have people coming for me now.
You're gonna they're
so charismatic. Like the people they have up front are like very like young and like personable and nice, and you're just talking. It feels like you're hanging out and talking, and they're like, and I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this is like kind of normal and fine, and like people doing their thing, and they're like, oh yeah, like go have a look around, whatever. And then we went around, and then everything we saw was like totally batshit crazy. And we asked to be audited, but the machine was broken, which was a little disappointing.
How is John Travolta gonna join the name and logo now?
Sorry, guys. We can edit that out.
It's fine. Leave it in.
No, now we have to come out with like a hard anti-John Travolta stance. That's the only other option. You either want him or you try to get him as far away as possible.
We would accept John Travolta, right? We'd accept anybody. No, we wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I suppose that. I mean,
anybody is.
I'd go to dinner with John Travolta.
I'd be so worried if I saw that John Travolta was in a meeting, because
I'm changing my name to John Travolta from now on.
John Travolta.
No camera.
You know, Peter's the Archbishop. Nima's the John Travolta.
Yeah, John Travolta. Yeah. Yeah.
You know how it is, rocking and rolling and whatnot.
Wait, Nima, we do have to hear your best John Travolta voice. I don't know what he sounds like.
So I don't know what he sounds like either.
What's your approximation based on his face?
Sandy.
That's really good.
I kind of had like Waluigi.
That's my favorite line from the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so what other venues are we?
I also did not get an email back.
Okay.
So I guess we're going with outside.
Okay.
I'd be open to doing something like in my parents' backyard if it was more of a daytime thing, but the capacity would have to be relatively low. I think lower than what we were all hoping for.
The other option, and I was gonna bring this up because I know we sort of briefly talked about it like weeks and weeks ago, is like I'm booking shows for Hillsborough and stuff like that, and there's gonna be like other bands, but I don't. How do we feel about like if one of us goes and just books a thing, turning that into a name and logo event, not just branding it, but turning that into a name and logo event, even if like we're not booking it as a collective. What's that look like, or not look like?
I think.
Because if we're like, oh, we need like a May show, and it's like, oh, we're gonna be playing Lucky, but I guess something like Lucky doesn't really work because it's like a bit of I don't know. Question raised.
Does anyone have a?
Are you playing at Lucky?
We're booking something. I don't know. Dexter's handling it.
That would get me to go to Lucky. One of the few things.
The way I feel about it is like the more shows the better, and the name and logo doesn't need to be an organizing force if it doesn't need to be.
Right.
Like the point is for it to be helpful.
But
when you
right.
I like the idea of, you know, if you consider yourself part of the collective and it's part of like how you view yourself, you can add that logo in places and stuff.
That was my thought. I just wanted to make sure like what makes a name and logo event is like a tangible thing as opposed to just like a sticker, if that makes sense. Or it can just be a sticker if people are comfortable with that, but like especially if we're trying to like facilitate like a certain vibe and ethic, and if there's a lot of factors outside of the collective from an organizational capacity, we might not be able to implement that ethic in those contexts. That's some big words for me. I don't usually talk like that. But, so I had school today. I'm in like academic mode.
I'm gonna hear you say the word politic today.
I'd rather
hear people say politics singular.
I'd rather
it's
not.
Fucking insane. Changes your life. Guy knows you're in political science.
There's the U before politic in the singular and the U after the politic in the singular. Two different worlds.
It's fucking wild. It's like hearing people say like a feminism, like a singular one. Wild. You hear that a lot too. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, that is a great question about what makes a name and logo show a name and logo show. I mean, I don't know. I do feel like just like if members of the collective are there and they're working towards a similar goal, then like that is what it is, you know.
I
I
would
do
say
think that
like,
maybe like if it
sorry,
I
Peter.
was just gonna say that if we are gonna have if there was gonna be a show that we weren't like sure about, maybe just like talking about it in a meeting and like trying to reach consensus about it would be the ideal way to go about it. Yeah. That's no.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, like I think you understand the values of what we're trying to do here.
For sure.
And if you're like, oh, this show aligns with those values,
right? Okay, cool.
You can feel free to attach it. If you're like, oh, actually, this one actually has like a harsher mod type of vibe, and like
this one's about exclusion and feeling bad.
I'm not prepared to like. I'm
to facilitate. No, because
facilitate.
I want to make sure like the name and logo events have like a clear like vibe.
Yeah, like when you choose if you choose to use the name for yourself because this is you, you know. Yeah. Just make sure it's like for something that you think aligns with the larger project. But
cool.
I tend to lean on the side of just trusting people to use the logo, but like what you're saying makes a lot of sense because there's a level of safety that we want to have guaranteed. So I feel like maybe a standard rule that might not be that useful or relevant until the future, but to have every name and logo event actually be discussed on a meeting.
I agree.
Even if that's you coming in and being like, hey, I organized this event and it's this weekend, but just having it cataloged and having everybody here also get the chance to be like, okay, then I'm also going to go and not enforce, but like facilitate a certain type of environment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
A certain vibe space. We're trying to curate a specific moment in culture.
I'm fighting to make the word vibe academic.
But honestly, no. Okay, I have had professors use the word vibe like recently. So I mean, it's coming. It's getting there.
Vibe's coming.
The vibe is coming.
Yeah.
Your words, direct quote.
Eric and Guy, how you feel about that sort of deal?
I think that makes sense, because of you don't want to be associated with like what you can't control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When I was like gonna like organize shows and stuff, I was also thinking of kind of trying to figure out ways to like differentiate them from others as well, to just like double down on that like super fun like inclusive experience. And so like that's another thing we could think about, trying to throw shows that aren't necessarily like your standard show, like whether that be in like just like the way it's emceed or like what's included in it. In like audience participation. That might be fun. But yeah, it's a lot of thought.
I completely agree. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like to me, the host, like as you mentioned, the emceeing, I think even just having a host adds another dimension of cohesion, and not, it's like, oh, it's all these individual bands and like random spread out audiences, but more like, hey, everybody on stage work on something together, and everybody off the stage is one big group, as opposed to like splintered fans. I feel like the host can really create that feeling. I love Peter as a host, you know. I'm always gonna back Peter in that capacity.
I haven't seen it, but I want to now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel a lot of pressure now.
Or someone else can host.
I'm down to host. I mean, this hypothetical event, I'm down.
Yeah. But yeah, that's part of what can set it aside as to be like, this is a name and logo show because there is a host. And even if there's like different people who tend to use that name and they have different styles, but just that element. The other element I think that could set it apart is because when we were doing the shows at Sub Club, the idea was to set up like kind of like an anonymous tip line in case anyone felt unsafe or had some sort of comment. And I feel like when that is in play, that can also be a feature to be like, oh, this is a name and logo show, because it has that element of like safety. Customer service.
Yeah.
You know, like when we're providing that is when we can use that name.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Because I didn't want it to be like, I don't know, it's one thing if you like are a band and you book a venue, and if someone has a bad experience with the people at the venue, it doesn't really reflect on the band because it's out of their control. But if you're saying this is our production company or a collective or whatever, and then like someone goes to one of our shows and then a bouncer at a bar that we haven't briefed is like homophobic to someone there, then that reflects poorly on us, and I wouldn't want that to happen, type of thing.
Yeah. So I think it would be bring it into this conversation, or maybe eventually if the separate events type subcommittee becomes more relevant. But when you do bring it into the conversation, be prepared for other collective members to like jump in and participate in the hosting and in the safety and in the volunteering. I think this is a great thing to bring up though. Thanks, Nima.
Praise Nima.
Praise Nima.
Praise John Travolta, Nima.
Does anyone else have any thoughts on that? Okay, because that kind of covers the idea of like, what if I'm organizing a show and I want to associate it with the collective? But beyond that, it's like, okay, we're trying to organize a show here. Like, what's the difference there? And in my opinion, like, I like the idea of having one show a month that is very strictly
a name and logo.
But that's just an idea, I think, to at least have something that's more consistent. And for the time being, like, it's seeming like the plan for the April show is to just have literally like people from the collective performing, like not even trying to book different acts or having any of that sort of process. So maybe that's what could define the monthly shows, even if it's
in the family.
Yeah, like in the family.
Yeah. Something
we're all blood related.
We should do a blood pact. Not actually. That's gross.
That's for the B.
I didn't know what. Yeah, it's for the B segment. I don't mean to derail your point. Something just popped into my head. I don't want to forget. If we're looking for more venues, I know Oakland Rec Center. People have booked there. It's a little funny because there's like kids play equipment, and there's a lot, but it's awesome because like you can serve alcohol there. So there will be like people with beers on like a horse seat.
Wait, you can play with.
You can play with the equipment, and you can set it up however you want. You could like have bands in the middle of the room and everyone around, and it's like not that expensive. Oakland's Rec Center.
Oh my god!
What the?
Where is it?
How have we never talked about this?
Yeah.
People don't book recs. It's like an old punk thing that people used to do. Like, I know I saw some friends of mine played there a few months back, and I was like, oh yeah, that was like crazy.
What's it like location wise?
Yeah.
It's like Oakland's Rec, so it's like
it's really good.
Like near Lansdowne.
Yeah, well, right? it's like sort of like it's sort of like a weird it's like hillsidey, fernwoody kind of.
Yeah, it's actually very good location for like people.
Oh yeah, no, it's super accessible. Like a bunch of bus routes go like right by that area, so like it's like, I used to play soccer on the field right by it.
For the 15th.
Dope.
In terms of lineup for the 15th, I can confirm that Curves would be available. We got Porcelain Horse, right?
Yeah.
Gush. Was that any confirmation there? I don't remember.
I'll ask Oz.
Yeah, and then Seamus had maybe an act. If Hillsborough would like to play on the April 15th.
I'll hit the boys up. I don't see why not, unless someone has like a crazy. I basically unless Oliver's like on tour with someone else, then
yeah. And that's all in the family, so no like having to reach out to people and stuff
because we're shy.
But so what are we thinking for that then? Should we reach out to Oakland's for that one?
I'm gonna reach out to them this week. I can take that on. And then I do like the idea of doing something in my parents' backyard. I talked to them already, and they'd be down for like
an acoustic.
Yeah, like an acoustic daytime thing, maybe with actually more of an actual barbecue vibe, sunshine, tables,
finger painting.
Wait. Tables?
Tables. But that was a very, very intimate thing. Maybe like 20 people max.
Well, but did any of you guys ever go to Jonas's like the backyard art party?
No.
Stuff?
No, I didn't.
It was just like same sort of thing. Like it'd be like in someone's parents' backyard. You ask a bunch of local artists to put their shit up. They can sell their stuff there directly. Bands are like playing throughout the day. People just picnic, and it's like so fun.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as it doesn't get out of hand, that's the only thing. If it's like
because yeah, exactly. Because if it's my parents' house, it would have to be a very controlled, like low capacity, kind of planned out thing. I think if we're serving food, maybe even there's like a higher ticket thing, but it's not so much a show as much as it is like
an event,
like a barbecue fundraiser,
banquet.
A banquet. It's a Coors banquet. I don't know, but I think that could be fun. Even if it's not like something we do for the public, it'd be cool to have a chance to all meet and eat in person.
Just hang out in your backyard.
Yeah, come to the gazebo is what I'm saying.
Hit up the gazebo.
You know what? Can we schedule that officially? Because if we got the first show on April 15th, can we do the 16th? A name and logo.
I'd be really into that. Like the next day, like everyone's gonna be
fun.
We could just like, I like that. I like that idea.
And we'll do very limited tickets. By tickets, I just mean so that like we can all pitch for food and
RSVP.
But we'll see how many people we can get. Yeah. What else? Anything else?
There's also
April the 15th. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm so.
No, I was gonna make a dumbass joke. Go ahead.
Please, I think we want to hear that more.
I was just gonna say that April 15th is Good Friday, so.
Was that what we had chosen last time?
Yep.
So should we choose a different one?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just I just whenever I schedule things and then I see like Apple Calendar saying that there's like something on that day, it's always just like an obscure holiday. I had something planned.
Good Friday's not that
Tartan Day.
Well, let's make a Good Friday theme.
Yeah. Everyone dresses as Jesus.
I don't.
Jesus theme.
Jesus theme.
It's not Christian theme, it's Jesus theme.
It's all prayer music.
Jesus.
All hymns.
I like that. We should never do that.
No, that's a bad idea for so many reasons.
Oh, but speaking of that type of stuff, I want to check out the Victoria Edelweiss Club for a venue.
Ooh.
Like the Christmas song?
Yeah, like the Sound of Music. It's like a German hall that like rents out like oh
cool
space, and it's the same thing. It's like kind of like a big like gold like gem thing, but
I love that shit.
Looks all
I love that photo.
No, I am such a sucker for like the church basement vibe. Yeah. It's so good.
Exactly. So I'll check that out. Look, there's this guy playing the Ricola.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
That's awesome. Do we know if Norway House is still doing shows? I remember that was a thing back in the day.
I don't think so. Well, every time I've gone by, it looked like they weren't.
Oh, damn.
But this is like the same idea.
Yeah, Edelweiss.
Edelweiss.
Nope.
So I'll hit them up this week.
Thanks, Eric.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it says temporarily closed for the Norway House.
I don't know how it's gonna affect events, but did you guys see the news about like masks and
Yeah, it was crazy.
I think we should still have masks.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah,
totally
I personally
agree.
do too.
I think I think
fully.
it's gonna be a trend. It's gonna be a bit before I think people are comfortable with.
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
totally. Yeah.
Like it would actually hurt show attendance. I think right now if we just say fuck it.
It's
Oh,
just gonna,
100%.
but yeah, it's also something to consider because that's dealing with like a whole another issue that like it's kind of making that issue worse that we have to deal with.
Yeah, I think it is. I generally think that like the people who have come to our shows are all like really very good and nice people and have been very like respectful overall. But I do think that since it's dropped, people will be more ready to be actively hostile about masks.
I mean, but that's a level of buy-in that is just necessary. You know, you don't go fucking rock climb. You don't go to a rock climbing gym if you hate rock climbing. Like the point of what we're doing is to like have a nice community that's like respectful and pleasant. Like if you
don't gatekeep how I go to how I go to the gym. I go to rock climbing and I cry the whole time.
I don't think we'll have a problem with people.
I agree.
Yeah, I have another big idea that we're probably not going to work on for months, but I thought of it. I think we should bring back well, not bring back, but do a seasonal mixtape thing.
A compilation of sorts.
A compilation of sorts, and I think we can consider actually paying for studio time for the people who are participating, then selling the compilation for charity and to recoup our costs. But then the finished songs you can take and re-release as a single or as part of your project or whatever. So you do it for charity, but also you get a master out of it. And we paid for the studio. What do you think of that? Thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, honestly, any more money that can go to mutual aid funds is fucking dope.
Yeah, that's the idea. Do you think is John renting his studio?
I have to talk to him where he's at because he's been especially like, even doing the Hillsborough record, we haven't been able to like all be in studio at the same time. It's like he's like very minimal, but I'm talking to him this week, so I'll ask because that'd be a good option.
I mean, it could be pretty simple. It also doesn't have to be full on studio mode, but I know that if we marketed this right, we could probably sell and raise funds with the release of like a compilation seasonally. So might as well try to like give that extra level of value to the artists if we can. I don't know, just a thought.
I mean, it could even be like, I don't know, like if we can't get like real studio time, Oliver and I can rent a bunch of gear and take a week off work and like, set up somewhere and engineer bands. Like that's also totally feasible.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to consider a spring 2022 mixtape. I mean, mixtape? That's not what the kids are calling it, right? What are we calling it?
Don't say we like we know. We're on it. We've hit that age. We don't know what's hip anymore.
I think compilation. I like the vibe of saying mixtape. It just it feels a little weird when you're not in hip hop.
Yeah. But it isn't.
But I like it.
It is a
mixtape.
Yeah.
It is a mixtape.
In a way, it's a tape that is mixed.
Should we call it a mixtape?
Like mixed berry yogurt.
I feel like this doesn't need to be figured out.
Okay, well, whatever.
Right now, but
what if we call it mixed berry?
It's very confusing.
But it's a flavor and a genre.
I don't know, but that came in the back of our heads. If you have like a song you want to record as a single or something, pitch it to the thing. Maybe we don't do spring. Maybe we do summer.
I do have that Christmas album I've been floating around. So
cool. Yeah, I think summer's a better time than spring probably. But that's just me.
Yeah, maybe we'll think about that as a summer thing. Focus on.
On that note, I thought it might be cool if we could, if when we end up doing Good Party, recording the live sets with some sort of decent, like actually mic stuff up for Good Party, and then maybe release like a live album of like one song for each band that plays.
That'd be fucking dope. I was gonna say, actually, this reminded me of this. I was gonna bring this up. Anyone who wants to apply for Rifflandia, applications for artists close on the 20th of March.
I just did mine yesterday.
Okay, nice. Just a heads up.
Did Curves apply?
I don't think we're gonna apply. Maybe we'll apply. I'll talk to Jet.
You could be up there with Post Malone. That's my favorite fun fact. That is my favorite fun fact.
But then Post Malone played Rifflandia?
No, well, Post Malone played Rifflandia, but the same Rifflandia that Mitch's band, like Mitch's middle school band, played Rifflandia.
I thought you were calling Nima Post Malone.
I thought I was John Travolta. Guys, they're gonna have a fucking identity crisis. This is
in a way, what if they're kind of the same people if you look at it like horizontally?
Don't see it. I don't see it.
A little more horizontal. You're at like a 72-degree angle. I need you at a 90.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I'll do zooms from now on. Like
oh wait, shit. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Cool. What else is on the docket?
Does anybody have any academic advice?
What?
For the academic advice segment?
It's a segment. I've been gone for 2 weeks.
No academic.
Oh, I'm all out this.
Huh?
I'm all out this week.
Let me see if academic advice. Be kind. You know, it really goes a long way. That's what I got.
But you know what? Actually, to be real, treat your profs and teachers as people too.
Yeah,
there you go.
Like, yeah, I don't know. They want
advice.
They're just doing their best for the most part.
And then does somebody want to recommend an album or an EP or something?
I did last week, but
I've gone, Peter has gone, and Eric has gone.
I can go.
And the guy who's new, so I think it has to be Nima.
Okay. I've been bumping an album called I Hate Myself by a band called PHF. It's New Zealand, I guess, indie rock, but it's like very producery and kind of sonically fun, but it's good shit, yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool. I think that's all our segments.
Segmented out.
Is there any more business to discuss? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Well, how about we end with a exit interview for Guy. Guy, how was your experience this week?
That was great. It was nice meeting everyone. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Likewise.
Did we do academic advice yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gotta remember academic advice.
Yeah, it's the most important segment.
I that's what people watch for. That's where you get the big bucks.
My academic advice is get a forehead tattoo. Definitely go well for you.
A forehead tattoo that says smart.
Yeah.
I feel like you can get away with like tattoos now as a prof though, or as an academic. Like I think.
I remember when I first started university, my dad was like, and I got a bunch of tattoos. He was like, "Oh, this guy, you're not gonna respect your brain because you have ink on your skin." I'm like, dude, my profs are way more tatted up than I am. Like,
yeah.
No, yeah. If you really want to make a lasting impact in university, just transition. You get your respect goes way down, really fast. Yeah. No, it's cool. I have a prof whose name is literally like Alejandro Sinner, which is first off so cool. Also, love you, Alejandro. Delightful man. If he's for some reason watching this, great prof. But his name's like Dr. Sinner. Like that's fucking awesome.
That's pretty hot.
Pretty naughty.
That's pretty hard.
He's a Greek and Roman studies prof too.
Should do a name and a logo lecture series with Dr. Sinner.
Oh my god.
Yo,
That'd be so fun. Hit up Alejandro. He told us to call him Alex if we, because
Alejandro's too intimidating.
It was worried that some people would have a hard time pronouncing his name, which is fair, but I do feel bad because like how are people pronouncing his name that was like bad enough?
Alejandro.
Like, yeah, you should just call me Alex. Like, yeah.
For my work, we work with this artist whose legal name is Ashvin Valentine, which is the most badass, perfect, awesome name ever, Ashvin Valentine. But then he releases music under a fucking horrible pseudonym. Sorry, Ashvin.
Yeah, oh my god, we're never gonna work with Ashvin.
Because his name is Ashvin Valentine. It's just like, you've got it made, you're gonna be famous. But instead he releases music under Shadow, but instead of an A, it's a capital X.
It's okay. We just did a bunch of free promotion for him, so.
Yeah, true.
It's a bit of a gamer tag, really. More than just like an artist name.
Big time gamer tag energy.
XX Shadow XX.
Hey. We're the welcoming space, remember?
We love all gamer tags here.
This is an open gamer tag space.
I would be 100% real with y'all. At one point, my gamer tag was Big Chili 69.
I remember that. My gamer tag forever was Gobias Industries from
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development, yeah.
Mine was E Enderman 888.
Fuck yeah.
Mine was Young Metagame.
What was your Twitch account, Nima?
No, Flex Warsaw was one I used for a while.
Oh my god, I remember the day you chose Flex Warsaw. I remember that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Now that everybody can add us on Xbox Live.
I was a PlayStation kid. I mean, I was a Wii kid first, but
yeah, I was a Nintendo DS kid.
Assigned Wii at birth.
Is there any remaining business?
I don't think so.
We should have some sort of goodbye ritual because it always ends so awkwardly.
I like how it ends.
Some Von Trapp thing. We should come up with a song.
I'm just gonna end it.
Yeah, but it just ends with Louis saying, "I'm just gonna end it."